But in the meantime, let's just keep on implementing our logic. So see when we return a success and when we return an error. So like that, we can finish up our front end, and then we can, in the next section, we can start worrying about how we implement the back end and storing the stuff in our data store, so on and so forth. Okay, so let's see. What is the requirement for the user to be able to sign up? Well, we need their name, we need their email, and we need a password. So the requirement is we need to receive all of these values. So in Python, how do we do this? Well, we can go ahead and say if name, and essentially what this does is it tests whether or not we are receiving something in the name. Okay, so this can be anything. This can be letters, numbers, anything. What it cannot be is a none. Okay, so this is one thing. So we have to do the same thing for email and password. So we can say and email and password. So essentially here in this line, we are testing if we are receiving something in all of these three cases. And since we're using ands, we need to receive something here and here and here, right? So all three values must contain something. And if this is the case, let's just comment out and we will send a success response here. But for the time being, we need to type in a pass, which is basically in Python a way to tell that we're not going to do anything here, right? And the purpose of this is that we're not going to do anything right now, but in the future we will implement this code here. But for the time being, we just want to test out our front end. So let's go back and actually implement the other case, which is else. So one of these items or two or all of them, we didn't receive anything. So let's implement this case. Okay, so whenever a user doesn't send us the correct information, we want to throw them a 400 error. Now, why is this? Well, a 400 error is a client error, okay? So we need to tell the user that they're doing something wrong, and this will also be handy for our AJAX function, because whenever we receive anything that's a 400 or a 500 error, it immediately goes into this error case, okay? So this error case is the one that actually shows our alerts on our front end. So this will be useful. So let's say status is equal to 400, because this will be the status that we will be sending back. And let's declare a object that we're going to be responding back to our client or to our user. So let's say JSON response, because it's going to be formatted as a JSON. And by the way, a JSON is the JavaScript object notation, and it's essentially the exact same thing as a Python dictionary. Okay, it's not the exact same thing, but it's so close that we can essentially treat it like it was if it were this exact same thing. So let's say JSON response is equal to, and open up a dictionary. And for now, let's just leave it blank, because we will be updating this dictionary depending on whether the user sends us an email or a name or a password or doesn't send us one of these values. So depending in which case we will send them back a different response. So imagine they don't send us their email, so we can say, hey, you haven't sent us your email, which is required, so on and so forth, okay? So let's go ahead and implement this. So let's see, if not name. So if we don't receive a name, we are going to update the dictionary. So this is JSON response.update, and we are going to update it with the following keys and values. So the title will be the name field is required, and the message will be please fill in your name in order to continue. For the email, we can do the same thing. If not email, JSON response.update, and we add the following keys and values. So this will be title, you have not sent us an email, and the message will be please send us a valid email address. Thanks. Okay, good. And then the last case is the password. If not password, JSON response.update. The title will be please type in a correct password. Please type in, sorry, correct is not actually good because any password is really correct. Please type in a password, and the message will be, please fill in your password in order to continue. Okay, so this is looking good.